Good afternoon to all of you present over here, respected judges and all the contenders who are present here. It is such a beautiful view to see all of us come together for such a thoughtful initiative, Policy Lab. It's like we are here from different batches, maybe we are enrolled in different courses, but we are here together going to express our thoughts on a policy that has been made by the Parliament. So for this thoughtful initiative, it's like कि हम सब करते तो हैं साथ सफर, फासले हैं फिर भी मगर जैसे मिलते नहीं किसी दरिया के दो किनारे. As I have told you earlier, we belong to different batches, different courses, but we are here together. So तो उन्हीं किनारों को मिलाने के लिए हम लेकर आए हैं. हम क्या? हमारा Dhyeya is the foundation has come up with a very thoughtful idea to bring together the aspirants and provide us with a stage where we can talk about the policies, how we think it shapes the future of our country, what things can be done and what more is needed there. Before starting, I would just like to say something. One of my professors once told me that it is rationality that is more important rather than memorizing. And yes, he was right. Because maybe for such a cumbersome process in the UPSC preparation, we may need to focus so much on memorization. We have to memorize so much facts and all. But at the end of the day, it is rationality that is going to work, that is going to help us in the long run in bureaucracy. So without taking further time, I would like to say that all of the contenders, including me, will get 5 minutes time to express our views on the policy, that what we think it is and how it has shaped, what are the drawbacks, what more could be done. Then we can have 1 minute for the cross questioning. If any audience is interested enough or curious enough to ask questions, then we'll cater it, but we'll strictly adhere to the 1 minute timing. So now I would like to start. So the online gaming bill. Why is this bill all about? We all know that bills are always passed by the Parliament after discussion in both the houses. But there is one thing that happened in here. For this bill that was passed, actually there was no debate and discussion. Yes, because at that time our opposition party, they were busy with some other, I can say, matters which they thought were more important. So this bill actually got passed without any debate and discussion. So what is this all about? If I can just skip to the next one. Yeah. So the Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Bill 2025 passed by Parliament on 21st of August 2025. It marks a landmark move to shield citizens from the menace of online gaming and while promoting and regulating other kind of online games. So why is this all about? See, the landmark, it is landmark because before this there were also some of the few areas where our government wanted to make some guidelines. They were not very adhering or stringent in nature, and as a result, the things did not go well and they have to go for a very strict and stringent thing, that is this bill. Because this is applicable, we'll see in the next few slides, this bill is applicable for the whole India. So the legislation is designed to curb addiction, financial ruin and social distress caused by predatory gaming platform. We should focus on the predatory term here. Why is it so? Because we'll see in the next slide. See, why was it important? It was important for two things. First, we need to see what was the evil side we need to protect our citizens from and what are we aspiring for. So, we wanted to protect the menace of online games. They were very addictive in nature. The youth, the report has said more than 40% of the Indian online gamers, they belong to age below 25 years. This is extremely concerning. Then addiction, then there is like a cascade effect When there is menace of online gaming, addiction is there. Addiction is there, you withdraw from other activities. Then you go into financial ruin, social stress, and it does not only bring the effect on the outer side, but also in the family relationships. Then misleading promises, because there is no stringent authority that is going to regulate how these online games were working. Now what are we aspiring for? We are aspiring for the segment that is where it will provide a very specific digital relative economy, like where we'll have the opportunity to do some healthy things. The opportunities in job creation, in e-sport and skill development. So, as a pattern, I've told you before, also the World Health Organization, as our minister, Mr. Ashwini, sorry, I apologize, Ashwini Vaishnav, as he quoted the WHO guidelines, WHO has precisely said that in this online gaming is a disorder as a health condition in its international classification of disease. So definitely we had to work for it. If there is a disorder, there is a menace, so we had to find a way for it. Loss of control, neglect of other daily activities, as I've told you before, withdrawal activity and syndromes, then persistence despite harmful consequences. I think we all have read about the cognitive dissonance theory in ethics, है ना? So what it says कि हमें पता होता है what we are supposed to do, yet we are not unable to withdraw ourselves from it. And this is what the cognitive dissonance is all about. We know the harmful consequences are just a step away, but we are unable to step ourselves back. So this is the thing. Now, the key reasons are here, as they have mentioned in the PIB, the addiction and financial ruins. Because addiction is really very addictive. There has been cases where people even gambled everything they had, put everything on the stake, and at the end of the day, their life was at stake. They attempted suicide. This is really a concern. The mental health and suicide, fraud and money laundering. There has been cases where the online platforms were used as transmitting messages and they were used as an internal security threat, hawala transaction. Because if you are giving a space to incorporate money into anything, definitely that money can be used anywhere, and hawala transaction is a part of it. Threat to national security, just linking the dots, closing legal loopholes. This was like legal loopholes were there because there were many gaming agencies like Dream 11 and Pokerbazi and many more. So they were, and many of them were regulated from outside of the country. There was no as such law to regulate them here in India. Encouraging health alternatives, because as I have said, e-sport government has made its move to encourage e-sports and skill development. Now, what are the key provisions? So, the applicability, as I've told you before, it is applicable for the entire India. Esports, skill development promotion, then promotion of educational game, the one that inculcate the curiosity among the young minds. Prohibition of online money games, because many of the time people do not even know what is at stake and they keep on indulging themselves in it. Online gaming authority, there should be some control over it. Offences and penalties, there has been like 1 crore fine and up to 3 years imprisonment for anyone who is trying to endorse, who is trying to develop these kinds of game and provide a platform here. Then we have corporate and institutional liabilities, because there's one actually interesting fact that these protocols are especially for those who are regulating these, not on those who are playing it. Suppose if suppose you or in fact me, if I or any one of us try to play these games, we won't be penalized for it. Rather, those who have made the game, who have regulated it. So there's a loophole. Powers of investigation and enforcement, and then rule making power. Then what is the way forward? See, self-awareness is the key. We have to be self-aware up to how we want it to be, how we want to invest our time in our daily activities, especially in the online and social platform. I think I've lost the track of time. Can any one of you please tell me how much time have I taken? Because I had to stick for 5 minutes.
You have taken 8 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Then I'll try to quickly wrap up within 3 minutes.
But please continue.
Okay, so self-awareness, balanced gaming habit. There has to be balanced gaming habit, and especially the family should play an important role. We know, like in China, there are cases, I mean, not cases, they have developed a very beautiful thing where parents have a control over the social media sites and the gaming platform of their kids. They can regulate it, that only this amount of time you can specify to this much game. So this is a healthy thing, because we Indian are still in a transition phase, and we still to work on the betterment. We still are not that much aware about the online literacy, if I sum it up. So definitely we need such kind of laws, because only saying this is legal, this is illegal is not going to help us in the long run. We need to make it happen in a very gradual process, because in the online gaming platform, more than 40,000 or more people are involved as a job. So if you simply try to struck down it, what will happen to those people? We have to take step gradually, not suddenly. As our geography teacher always says, what comes sudden is an earthquake. And like, if you want development or growth, there has to be a gradual process. Then family discussion, digital detox, understanding one's emotion, because many of the time we indulge into such activities, addictive activities, because we are not able to channelize our emotions. We are not able to interpret ourselves. So these were the resources which I used. And now here comes an important thing. I will only take 1 minute, because this girl standing here know a little bit basics about the neuroscience. So I would like to tell something. So the brain, in our brain, there is a part called hippocampus. It is actually responsible for like memory consolidation, learning and memory. In learning and memory, hippocampus plays a very important role. So, and it has been observed through various scientific studies that the brain of an addict person, the hippocampus acclimatizes itself in such a way that they become very short-tempered. Their attention span becomes very restrictive, and they academically start to deteriorate in their functions. So this is a major concern, and I think government has done a great job thinking about it while there has been other chaos happening around. So it is a good move, but now it's upon us that how we as an individual going to see it. So this was all about. Lastly, I just want to conclude by saying that as there has been a beautiful quote, rules and regulations are for, like, how to put it there, that I think I'm forgetting it, that all the evil person will always find their way around the law, and the good person does not need any law. So it is, at the end of the day, no matter what policy has been passed, it is us who is going to implement it on ourselves in our daily lives, because it is us who are being affected by it. Thank you so much for giving me your attention.